Just recently, my team updated you on the most recent Fraser Valley Real Estate Board statistics for my area, the city of Surrey, and already those numbers mean absolutely nothing. You see, stats reported by any real estate board, not just mine, are for the previous month, and currently the market is moving so fast that those numbers no longer reflect what you should expect to pay for a property or what you might expect to sell your property for. But luckily, thankfully, you found this channel to help keep you up to date on the market. And according to a most recent poll that I put up on our community tab on this channel, you are likely most interested in hearing from this channel about current market conditions, and that upset the cat. Well, with that most recent poll in mind, you've spoken, and I'm going to hold up my end of the bargain and keep you up to date on what you can expect to pay for each type of property. But I'm going to try and narrow it down and generalize just a little bit further than the 3 asset classes that we normally report on. And then this information will be good for about 3 or 4 seconds after that. It is an ever-changing market, so if you would like to stay up to date on how crazy the market is currently, please remember to subscribe to the channel, and please remember to click the like button to help get this information out to more people. And today's like button click is coming with my personal guarantee that as soon as you click that button, house prices will become affordable again. So just give it a shot and let's see what happens. Didn't work, eh? Oh well, it was worth a shot. And for something new, if you are a real estate agent new to the business or struggling in the business, you can apply to my mentorship group right down below in the description. However, if you are not an agent and you are looking to either get in or out of my market here in the Fraser Valley, remember, you can watch these videos, but if you need personalized help, you can book a call with me right down below in the description as well. Okay, now onto the video, and I apologize, my eyes are going to go down a little bit to refer back to my notes, but with this crazy inflation that's going on right now across our whole country in every sector, especially real estate, it's not uncommon for most asset classes to be raising hundreds, if not thousands of dollars each and every day. So the statistics that we reported on for December are no longer valid. And if anything, that inflation is increasing at the moment, which is why I'm going to leave that up there until the Bank of Canada decides to actually start increasing interest rates, which I think will actually fix a lot of this. But let me start off and get comfortable here, because I'm going to first start off with studio style apartments. So what's a studio apartment? Well, it's a hotel room, right? That's basically what it feels like. They're going to be between 300 and 400 square feet. Usually there is no bedroom. At best, you have a pull-out couch or a Murphy bed to make it a livable area. They're really, really hot with super junior investors. I don't like them personally. I know a lot of banks won't even fund them, believe it or not, because they're not really proper living space, in my opinion. However, I think we reported that there was one property that sold for like $290 that was 300 square feet in our last market report. And now what I'm seeing down here is most studios in the city of Surrey are running 370,000 plus. All right, now these could be a little larger than that one that did sell that was only 302 square feet, but you're seeing those properties selling for a lot more. So you'll probably go on realtor.ca or one of the other websites and see these properties listed at like 350 or 330. Trust me, they're selling for more. With a couple of exceptions, a couple of the buildings around with like Ultra, you may be able to get into those properties, but those buildings may have their own issues, and that's why they are priced lower. So as an absolute base, I would not expect to be able to get into a bachelor suite currently in the city of Surrey, beginning of 2022, for under 350, and really we should be looking 370 to 380. Let's move on to one bed. So last year, a one bed, really nice one bed, 350, right? Currently, in this market right now, most of our one bed purchasers are phoning us saying, hey, I can afford up to 450 and I see these listings. I want to go see them. I'm sorry to tell you they're not there anymore. You should expect 475 to 5.25 for most one bedrooms in the city. Now, there will be some exceptions for this, and those exceptions are usually older buildings where there are no rentals allowed. Most of the inventory that we get calls on, the nice new stuff, they allow rentals, and because of, well, watch this video here, it'll tell you all about rentals. But if you go into a property that does not allow rentals, you stand a chance of still possibly getting under the 500 mark without too much trouble. So I just don't think we're at a spot anymore where 450 is going to get you in the door for most places, and you should be expecting to spend upwards of $500,000. And that is sad because our first time buyer exemption here in the province is $500,000, which is something the NDP probably needs to address, but they like the taxation, so they're probably not going to. Let's move on to two beds. It would be nice to think that for $550,000, you could get a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment, because you could easily get that in September of last year. Now, I would say the baseline is $600,000 for, again, a nice 2-bed, 2-bath unit. That rental restriction thing still does apply to this class as well. However, really, if you're looking for something nice, you should be expecting to spend $650,000 to $700,000, and that is nuts. For instance, at the beginning of 2021, I personally bought a 2-bed, 2-bath unit in Cloverdale for $465,000. The neighbor 2 doors down just recently, now they do have a den, so they're a little bit bigger and they have an extra parking stall, but they just sold for $699,900. So 2-bed and den, $700,000 easy, which is actually making some of the new product, like one I just saw come on down at King and Crescent, built by Zentera, at $705,000, a really, really good purchase for brand new. So consider that in this rising market, something that is brand new without the upgrades still looks really, really good. So pre-sale could be a spot you may want to consider. Let's move on to a 2-bedroom townhouse. Now, townhouses is where that rental thing starts to kind of come out. The value isn't really there for the rental because so few investors are looking for townhouses. They would rather the cheaper condos. So currently, 2-bedroom townhouses around the city of Surrey, you can find them fairly easily with list prices of about $699. But let me tell you, that's not where they're selling. Just recently, I've done an evaluation for a 2-bedroom townhouse, and the lowest sale I could find for a 2-bedroom townhouse was $747, and that was last month. And now they are cresting $800,000. So you may still be able to get a skookum deal and get in under $800,000, but currently they're approaching $825 or possibly even higher. So I mean, these numbers for me growing up in the city are absolutely crazy, because I was selling those properties for $270 not that many years ago, but this is what's happening with inflation. So let's keep going on. So now a 2-bed townhouse is not good enough for you, or enough space for you, or what you're looking for, and you need 3 beds because maybe you have 2 kids. Those 3-bed tandem style townhouses, I'm going to break up the 3-bed townhouses into 2 different types of properties. So you're going to have a tandem style where the parking is one car in after the other. They're long and narrow. And then you're going to have a side-by-side. So a tandem style, let's call it 1,400 square foot 3-bed townhouse, 20 years or less, sometimes even less than that, 20 years old, I mean, you're going to be paying now over $900,000. Again, we're seeing a lot of those list prices at $799 or $899. But there was just one recently in South Surrey. Now, again, this is funny. It's another Zentera built property, but just recently, a property like this sold, only a few years old, sold for $1,020,000. So I would expect your baseline right now for a 3-bed townhouse in most parts of the city is $900,000, going up as high as $1 million, depending on how nice and new it is or how far south you go. But now let's move on to that bigger, more family friendly, and this is where most of the people are getting into, that bigger family friendly side-by-side townhouse, side-by-side parking, I mean. So you'll get 3 bedrooms upstairs, you get 2 bathrooms upstairs, a powder room on the main. The big benefit to these ones is you're going to get a rec room or a 4th bedroom down below, possibly even with another bathroom downstairs. Well, sorry to tell you folks, these have crested $1 million. Like, that's your baseline. And non-renovated ones in areas like my neighborhood in Cloverdale are over 1.1, and some have even hit over 1.2. just, I want to say in September, houses in the same area, fully detached houses with a basement suite were selling for 1.2. And the numbers are not reflecting this in the stats quite yet. If you're looking for a detached home, I'm talking lot value, tear down. Your best situation right now is probably 1.3. Mind blowing. I know it's crazy, but that's where it's at. And to get a nice home, with either a newer style, 30-foot lot with a basement suite, or an older home, 7,200 square foot lot, with a 1970s house on it, possibly a tear down and build in the future. Those homes are currently 1.5 plus, which, again, none of this makes sense in my brain, but this is where the market is. And the market is much like the weather. This is a new saying that I stole from someone. I'm going to keep saying it. The market is much like the weather. You can complain about it where you live all you want. It's not going to change a GD thing, right? Like it's gonna just be what the market is. So you can either be in the market, out of the market. That's your choice. You could move to Calgary if you like the weather better there, or move to Hawaii. It's up to you. Well, I don't know if you can immigrate to Hawaii, but maybe you can. So this is where the market is. A livable detached home, 1.5, I want to say, is your base level. But now let's say you want to try and get into a 40-foot, 50-foot, even 60-foot lot with a newer home on it. Let's say a newer home in my marketplace here in Surrey is probably going to be 3,600 square feet or more. Now, here in BC, we include basements as overall square footage. So you're going to have, 1,200 square feet per floor or more, up to about 4,200 square feet. Your baseline for this type of property right now is 1.9, and really it's going to crest $2 million. So if you want kind of that white picket fence family style home that everybody thinks of, with either a big rec room, games room, gym down below in the basement, or what most people are doing, putting in some sort of a rental in the basement to afford these crazy numbers, you're talking $2 million. And of course, if you're going to head to South Surrey, or if you're looking for any sort of acreage, I mean, the sky's the limit right now. A year ago, when I helped somebody get in out of a $1.7 million property and into a $2.8 million property, they were like the highest sale in the city of Surrey that month. Now it's not uncommon at all to see $3 and $4 million sales. So you can get there. And I think in one of my most recent videos as well, I reported on the fact that, there's $6 and $7 million sales in really high-end luxury properties going on right now. So there is no lack of expensive housing out there. And currently at this time in the marketplace, there's no lack of buyers also for expensive housing. But your best chance, obviously, to get into the market, if you can afford that, is to go with high-end luxury, because that stuff still does take a lot longer to sell. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, most of the comments are going to say, hey, this is nuts. And I 100% agree with you. I really hope that they increase interest rates in order to try and stop the increases that we're seeing, so I don't have to do more videos like this, and maybe we can even rely on last week's or last month's numbers in order to project what our clients are going to do this month. But remember this one thing, or have this takeaway: by the time you finish watching this video, prices have already increased. So if you're happy with that and you need help selling your home here in Surrey or the Fraser Valley, you can book a seller's consultation with me right down below in the description. If you just want to stay up to date on real estate, you can follow me on Instagram to check out our most recent listings and client success stories. Please remember to check out another video while you're here on the channel. Click the like button if you haven't already, and we'll see you in a couple of days.